Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of MouseMinds. We are live for you here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all the major streaming platforms here, recording for you live. We actually were having this is why like us as a team for this show, we just click so well together because Michael, I know I have you on mute, but we were just talking before the show and we have like conversations that are basically just shows before the show. Like we just get to talking and it just like it just rolls off the tongue. So it's it's really awesome to that. Like Michael even said we could have done a whole show on this and we spent like 10 minutes talking. So and obviously, now we're usually 8:30, but we're running a little late. But besides that, welcome to this week's episode of Mouse Minds here. We are so glad you guys are here and watching us live on your favorite streaming platforms. We appreciate you guys watching the show live. And we are joined as always with Michael. I can't hear Michael. I think he's frozen. Okay, Michael, I think is frozen. So let's see here. So this is what happens when you go live sometimes think people get frozen. But, on this week's show, we wanted to do things, we wanted to talk about, some different things. Now, I'm actually, excited because this week is my Epic Universe week, so I will be at Epic Universe this Saturday. I'm gonna wait for Michael. Let me see, um, what we got here.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Okay, there we
Okay,
go.
fantastic.
He made it back.
Fantastic. Here I am.
Alright.
Don't know where I went, but here I am.
Alright, so, as I was saying, this week is my Epic Universe week. I will be going to Epic Universe on Saturday. And then Friday night, I will be uh, partaking in How to Train Your Dragon and watching the latest Super Mario Brothers movie to prepare for Saturday's adventure inside Epic Universe. I'm super duper excited to be going to Epic Universe, to be one of the first people in there with the previews. So it should be an absolute awesome day. I'll be sure to share photos on Mouse Mind's Instagram page so you guys can see that too. But it is going to be an awesome, awesome day. I made reservations at the Atlantic, which is the like everyone raves about. This is the best restaurant at Epic, and then of course we'll see where I eat the rest of the day. I'm probably gonna try to eat at the Toadstool Cafe just because I want to eat food inside Super Nintendo World. And then we'll go from there. There's a couple snacks that I want to try. And of course the attractions too. I don't know how many attractions I'm going to get on, which is fine. I can always go back. Um, I will. I'll try to get in as many as I can. I have some people with me that don't necessarily do major attractions like roller coasters or things like that. So um, they might do smaller roller coasters, but we'll see what they're comfortable with. And like I said, I can always go back. I just being there alone is enough for me. I'm super excited just to be there, inside the park. So that'll be awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm super jazzed for that. So look out for that on
Now,
Saturday. There'll be tons of Epic Universe coverage.
do they have the? Can you use the skip the line pass for this new park, or is it too early for that?
So if I remember correctly, because they do have the oh, what is it? The Express Pass
Express pass,
membership.
right?
But I don't think I'm not sure. I think I read somewhere that our after 4 pass for Express Pass because I have that with my annual pass. After 4, I get Express Pass. I wanna say I think I read somewhere that it won't work. I think Universal confirmed that that does not work, but I'm not sure if they're offering full on Express Pass right now. I think I saw that they were, but I'm not sure. Honestly, um, I've never been nervous to go to a theme park before in my life. But I am with this park because as much as I've been watching videos and everything else, don't really have, when it comes to, like, any other theme park in Orlando, I can tell you which way to go, even if I haven't been there in, like, 5 years. I know exactly where everything is because I just remember the layout. I have no idea about the layout of Epic Universe. I'm trying to study up on the maps just so I can figure out where things are because I don't, feel weird, like, being that tourist that, like, has never been there before and doesn't know where to go. So, it's
No.
a new
You won't be the only one, that's for
it
sure.
it's a new thing for me. So, I haven't done that in a while. I think the last time that happened to me was when I was at Disneyland Paris. But even then, like, you know, Disneyland Paris, Magic Kingdom, they're, hub and spoke, you kinda get the idea of where everything is. The design's kinda similar. So it wasn't too bad, but yeah, this is completely different, so I'm really excited, but yeah, I'll be wandering around aimlessly looking for the snacks and enjoying some attractions. I'm super excited, but I'm really I mean, everything I see out of that park is nothing short of amazing, and, it sets a new standard for when it comes to, theme parks, so it'll be really awesome to see, uh, you know, that, in person, so I'm really excited to see that, and trust me, I know it's technical rehearsals, I will try m I promise you, I'm I'll give you guys details, information, but, I don't wanna review it too much just because it is still technical rehearsals, I don't wanna if there's anything that isn't working right, like I said, still technical rehearsals, so, that's that. And then, of course, this week too, um, going into more theme park stuff, on Thursday, I'll be going to SeaWorld. SeaWorld is unveiling their new Soarin' ride. They have
Yep.
introduced a Soarin' ride, at Infinity Odyssey, which is their own flying theater, which is basically Soarin', and they're doing pass holder previews for that, starting on Thursday for platinum pass holders like myself. So I'm going to go there on Thursday after work and check that out too. I'm really excited for that. It was supposed to be this previous weekend, but they had some technical issues, so now I'm pretty sure they've got it fixed because I've heard people have actually ridden the attraction. They've, like, selected a few people out of the park, to ride it. So I'm excited to try that too because that sounds really awesome. I always love a good flying theater, nice soaring attraction. So it should be a pretty exciting weekend of theme park stuff coming up. Now that being said, as I've talked a lot here, recently, we or well, not recently, but today, I think it was today, yeah, it was today, that we got the information about or more information about GO 82, which is a new lounge that is opening up at, Epcot in the former, sponsor lounge area in the back of Spaceship Earth. And if you've never seen this, if you've ever been to Epcot and you've looked up, to the back of Spaceship Earth, you see a bunch of windows there. That's exactly where this is going. And, it promises to, in my opinion, I think it's gonna have some of the best views, especially for fireworks, that you can get anywhere on property for Epcot fireworks just because of where it's situated. It should be pretty amazing. And of course, Disney is already capitalizing on that. They've already announced a fireworks package for that uh, location there. And then the other thing to note with this one too, this is different. This is different than other locations because with uh, bars and things like that on property or lounges on property, typically those lounges are open to everyone. This lounge here, um, is going to be adults only. This is going to be an adult only lounge. Um, Let me see here. It is going to be I have to find it here. Um, oh my gosh. 21 and older. So it's exclusive to guests 21 and older. If you haven't seen let me see if I should have a picture. I had a picture on here of the lounge. Let me add one here so you guys can see the lounge here because it is absolutely gorgeous. Like that rendering. this lounge are absolutely gorgeous. Let me here.
I mean, the good thing is they're using an existing space, which is
Yes.
great. They didn't have to do too much of a blowout. Um,
Nope.
take down all the Siemens branding.
Yep. And just use something that's already been it, and you can see it now if you're watching live on our feed
Yep.
here. Um, and if you want to watch live, when you're, on the playback of this on YouTube, you're more than welcome to. But you can see that theming in there is absolutely incredible, and you can see those windows in the back where the fireworks are shooting out there, and it is just amazing. And they released a menu today that was pretty intriguing. Now, I'm not a I'm not a I don't drink alcohol. So I'm more of a mocktail person, which I'm sure they'll have some great ones there. Disney always does a great job with that too. Um, but they also had some amazing food options. Now, I'm also a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat or anything like that. But if I did, I can honestly tell you, like, just looking at some of these photos of the drinks and food, my mouth was watering, thinking, "Wow, this is gonna be great." And they do have some great vegetarian options. The menu was posted somewhere. I'll have to find it, but they do have some great vegetarian options too. So they do have something. But these drinks, I mean, you look at the attention to detail. They have these. Uh, uh, ice cubes with Spaceship Earth, and the geodesic tiles imprinted into the ice cubes. I mean, these drinks just look incredible. I mean, beautiful. They have like this glassware that is. It looks like it has the geodesic tiles inside the glassware. It's gonna be a high class. Uh, place all the way. And on top of that, let me find the menu because there was a menu release,
So it's
and
going to be food along with beverages.
yeah, food along with beverages. Here we
Okay.
see here. So they have what we're looking at. I think this one here we're looking at is the caramelized leek martini. And then this looks like it is the brown butter old fashioned. Which is Woodford Reserve, straight bourbon, brown butter maple, and Hella Cocktail Co. Mexican chocolate bitters. And then I think this one is the strawberry and coconut right hand with the Campari, coconut, rum, uh, sweet vermouth, strawberry and coconut. And then there's some other drinks too. There's like a mojito listed. Um, and let's see here. It's called Electron. It's like a mojito here. And, there's a bunch of drinks. There's a whole menu up, on there, but, when it comes to the food, I wasn't impressed because, let me pull this up here. So, for the vegetarians, they have a cannellini hummus, which is, pumpkin seed style, heirloom radish, preserved lemon, Fresno peppers, and, the papadum, the bread or the dip to dip it in. What is that? The Indian, like, crackers, there to dip it in. So I'm gonna throw a picture of that up here so you guys can see. But, this actually looks really good, and this is just one of the options. Now, the crazy thing about this menu, I don't know if you saw the menu, Michael.
Not yet. No.
The crazy thing about this menu, look at this option here. This is crazy to me, and I'll tell you what it is. And for those of you, not watching live, I'll explain it to you too. So, this one right here. Now, I this is the first time I've seen, um, one of the items on this dish actually used in the park. So what we have here is a, jumbo lump crab, gateau. I'm probably mispronouncing that horribly, but it is a smoked cheddar, pickled mustard seed, lemon vinaigrette, crab cake, and it comes with Sipe the I can't say this word, Siberian supreme caviar on top. So, we are looking at a crab cake topped with caviar. That is one of the options, at this location, and there's also a um, a tuna, a truffled ahi tuna as well, with a soy truffle ponzu glaze, citrus scallion, black sesame seeds. It just, I mean, this is like the fanciest lounge I, I've I've seen in in a long time. I mean, I always, it's, between this and this is on the level of something like a California grill, or I mean, these are really, I mean, they have a charcuterie plate that looks incredible. I mean, just for the cheese alone for me, this looks incredible. But I mean, all of this food looks so good, and the views are gonna be amazing, and the drinks are gonna be amazing. I could totally see this as a spot, where you hang out for a while. I don't know, what it's going to be like. Um, is there gonna be a time limit? Is there going to be, I don't know how that's gonna work, because I can imagine this is gonna be probably one of the hottest things this summer. They even have their own glassware, which is crazy too.
And there's
Um,
got to be some kind of a capacity limit
yeah, that's
because I
what,
mean, why would you go at 6:30 when you can go at 9 o'clock and watch the fireworks?
and I think the fireworks they're just going to sell. You can see the glassware if you're watching live, but I mean, they even have their own glassware with the logo on it and like the geodesic tiles in the glass. Like, this is literally like next level stuff. Like, this is cool. Like, uh this is class. This is classy. I think Disney did an amazing job fitting in the theme. Really going hard with the Spaceship Earth theme, and then capitalizing on the views and everything else with this. And I think this is gonna be like the hit of the summer. And you're right, capacity is gonna be a thing. If I remember correctly, they're going to do reservations for this. You have to do reservations. Now the fireworks experience is going to be an extra charge. So it'll
Oh wow,
be
okay, good.
so you get it says here, for a perfect conclusion to your day, reserve the Geo 82 fireworks experience, a part of the enchanting extras collection for the new views of Luminous, the Symphony of Us. Hmm. From tables along the lounge's windows, the premium experience includes a tasting tower of savory light bites, sweet selections, champagne poured tableside, and event exclusive cocktails.
Wow.
That just sounds, I mean, I'm telling you, this is gonna be like the spot. I can only imagine what the views are gonna look like from this place. And if it's as fancy as, I mean, we haven't seen any pictures of the actual inside yet. I mean, it opens, what is that? What was the opening date? June 4th? Yeah, June 4th is the opening date. So so we're getting really close to opening, so hopefully we can get some more, maybe they'll do one of those Imagineering YouTube videos and kind of talk about the lounge. But I think this is like, I think people are kind of sleeping on this. I think this is gonna be an incredible addition to Epcot, and I don't see as much excitement for this as I thought I would, because I mean, this looks really cool, and I mean, they're really hitting it out of the park. I don't know what you think, Michael, but that's just my opinion.
I don't know if enough folks know about it yet. I think once it's open, your casual fans might not necessarily clamor for this. They might not know to book it. They might not care.
True.
For everyone else that's been to the lounges and knows what kind of experience you can get there, and for something like this being brand new, it has a lot of potential. Um, Again, it's just going to be a matter of getting in. I'm glad that it's adults only. That'll be a nice
Mhm.
change. Not having to worry about kids. That'll more capacity that way,
For sure.
um, and just a nicer environment without kids running all over, making noise, crying. Um, I don't know if there are enough adult only spots, and I'm
There
glad we've got this one.
there really isn't any
No,
really adults only spots, maybe other than, like, Victoria and Albert's. And this, I mean, I don't
Well,
see
yeah.
kids I don't think that Victorian Outlets is adults only. I think there's I mean, I'm sure there's kids in there too. There's no, like, restriction. This is, like, the first place that I can think of that's an actual well, I mean, we used to have Pleasure Island, which was adults only, but we really don't have that much adults only stuff anymore that I can think of. This will be a nice addition to that. Now, I did see a comment here from someone, Michael, here saying that Michael James saying that they need smoked cocktails to echo Rome burning, and I totally agree with that. That would be if they did a cocktail that was in honor of Rome falling, and that whole smell from the attraction, that would be I can honestly see that happening.
I'm on board for that 100%.
I think
I,
everyone would be on board for that 100%, and it would be easy for them to do because, they have the smoking glass, they can put it in there and smoke. I mean, I don't see why they don't do that. That seems like a give me. Maybe that's one of the special event cocktails, for
it's
the
a brilliant
fireworks.
idea.
Mhm.
And it's right in Spaceship Earth. I mean, where else would you offer that beverage but in the very
Exactly,
place where Rome is burning?
exactly.
So,
And I'm trying to think where it's located in the back there on the floor that on the height that's located. It might actually be physically close to where Rome is burning. So so you might be right there. So, but no, this is gonna be awesome. They're talking about doing an afternoon sip and snack. I think that's fantastic. There's gonna be this will be a nice spot. I mean, hopefully, my hope is maybe in the afternoons you don't need reservations and you can kinda meander in and just kinda
right,
hang
right.
out, get away from the heat for a little while and enjoy a beverage.
See, this
Um,
is where when Lisa and Luella, who are sorely missed today, sorry you're not here,
yes.
when they come to town, this is where we all meet up.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. This will be this is gonna be nice. I'm curious to see how I mean, we see the concept art, you can kinda see how big it is, but, once you're there, because it looks really small in the concept art. So, I mean, that space is kinda small. I'm very curious to see how big it actually winds up being and how many people they allow in there. I hope
See, that's
I
the other
hope
thing. You have a lounge dedicated to just the Siemens employees. It's not like you have 100 of them at any given time
exactly,
in Epcot. So,
exactly,
for the 2.5 people that are there at any time, unless you're having some kind of an event, you don't need a massive space.
exactly.
I guess the GM lounge is still in test track.
Yes, that is still there. I mean, out of all the sponsorships that have held on, GM is holding on for dear life, and I think that honestly, from what I understand, that sponsorship has been very beneficial to them because of the fact that they have the cars at the exit of the ride there. Um, Having those cars that you can actually get up and personal with and touch and everything else, supposedly has been really well for GM. So, I'm excited. That's another thing we should be getting that soon, I would imagine, the new test track. Um,
Yeah, that's it. I know they've been testing it, but they've been testing it for a few months. So
if I remember
excited to see how that
correctly, it's
goes.
summer. Oh, late summer 2025.
Late summer. Yep.
So, yeah, we should have that. I thought they'd have that open in May to get it out for summer, but, there's that, and then, of course, also at Walt Disney World, we have the new nighttime parade coming to Magic Kingdom too. I think there was a date released for that too. I have to look that up. But that's besides the point. What we wanted to
Hmm.
do with this episode was talk about, our favorite places to grab a beverage at, the parks, and, we all have, those one spots that we really enjoy, and, I can think of a couple off the top of my head that I really enjoy. I'm sure Michael can too. There's so many unique places on property to get a drink, and we have more unique places coming too. Like we have the Pirates Lounge coming to Magic Kingdom, where the Pirates League used to be. That's being turned into like a Pirates Lounge, which is going to be amazing.
Now
So
that's going to be very small. They've got to blow that out. 'Cause that pirates
well,
made thing is a little tiny building.
they've expanded it some, but it is still, yes, it is still going to be a small. I mean, all these lounges are small. I mean, maybe that's something they just found really works well, especially in creating demand. Because like you look at like a Trader Sam's, that thing always has a line.
Yep.
And just because it's small, I mean, it always looks like it's packed, so, I mean, maybe having that, illusion of, tons of people wanting to get in there makes it more, valuable to other people, more advantageous for them to, get in line and be like, "Ooh, what's this?" "Why does this have a line?" So, but there's a lot of different. I mean, Trader Sam's is definitely one of my picks. I remember when it opened, it was amazing seeing all the animatronics and everything in there. It's crazy. I've been to the one at Disneyland as well. That's crazy too. It's just an out of this world. I mean, tiki bars in general are always a favorite of mine, just because of the over the top theming and everything else that they do. We have some great ones in Florida. So Trader Sam's, of course, definitely, probably top 3 of my list. I mean, I'm holding out to see, you know, um, Geo 82, what that winds up being, but definitely up there. Michael, what about you? I think Michael might be frozen. So, all right, until Michael comes back here, I'm gonna go into, so yeah, Trader Sam's is definitely one of my top locations, hands down. It's just amazing. If you've never been, go, just to experience it. And I know they have the special drinkware that you can purchase. Everything else, it's a fantastic place. Um, you know, there's so many amazing things that happen, and this happens on both coasts too. Either here at Walt Disney World or at the Disneyland Hotel as well. So lots of cool stuff to do there. Lots of cool things to see. It's very fun and exciting where they turn the lights out and all the sound effects and the octopus. It's been a while since I've been there, but I remember it's fantastic. It's a lot of fun. I don't normally go because I I'm not really a I don't really drink, so I don't really go out of my way to go there, because I don't wanna deal. I mean, it is a tighter space, and it's a little bit more difficult, to get into. You gotta wait in line and everything else. So, it's not my number 1 pick for but it's definitely my top 3. Definitely my top. And let me see, if we can get Michael back here because I know he had some picks as well, with
If you
this.
have a good appetizer, yeah, I don't drink. I'm like you, but I mean, if you're going to go, number one, it's the company, and then it's everybody else. It's the atmosphere. It's the vibe. Who's going to get that seat that's going to sink at the bar?
Yes.
And the food is great. So they really build. I mean, I know it pales into comparison to the West Coast,
Mhm.
but neat experience.
It is a very new experience, and I apologize, Michael, you froze there a little bit, but
Froze again. Come on.
I think we got the
All
gist of
right.
what you were saying here.
Yeah, that's all right. We're here. So all
So,
right.
but yeah, so what would be, so Trader Sam's, obviously top there. What would be your next pick?
See, and again, without drinking, it for me, it's more about the atmosphere,
Mhm.
and partially because it's my home resort. I love going down to the outdoor lounge at Wilderness Lodge on the water.
Okay.
Um, why am I blanking on the name?
I'm blanking on the name too.
Yeah, help me out. Um,
Um,
but I mean, so the food is
the
decent. The
one is
drinks, you can get a great view of the water.
Geyser Point.
Geyser Point. Yep,
Yep,
absolutely.
excellent food. Excellent. I completely, that one slipped. I completely I have not been there since that opened. That one slipped my radar, but they do have really good food at that location. Geyser
Yes.
Point does have really good food. It's another one that kinda like the GO82 where they've kind of elevated the food, and it has
Hmm.
really amazing options.
Full
Um,
bar
yep,
and a full, not a full menu, but enough. And you
exactly,
can still get your chicken fingers and French fries for the kids. Um,
exactly,
but it's a good atmosphere. It's not loud. It's not rowdy. You can just sit on the water.
and just eat.
The salmon is delicious. The bison burger on point. So it's definitely a favorite.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely a great spot, to just chill and enjoy the beautiful views. Because 'cause you're right on Bay Lake there. You can and you're right by the cabins there and also the food, so it's a pretty amazing spot. Now I'm trying to think, so there's so many to think of, it's crazy, and now that there's, like, so many just popping into my head that I really enjoy. Um, you know, how can you I mean, honestly, like, there's so many places I mean, to get a great cocktail, even on the monorail loop. I mean, between Enchanted Rose, even somewhere classic like, oh, what is the one? Um, Outer Rim at
Yeah,
Contemporary.
at the
Outer
Contemporary.
Rim
I mean,
is a
you have
great.
folks that make an entire night out of a monorail, pub crawl.
Oh, yeah. I've been there. I've been there, and I've even done the Crescent Lake crawl, which is impossible. If you don't know, Crescent Lake is boardwalk, the whole area, so going to boardwalk, go on a dolphin, um, yacht and beach, that whole area, that is if you yeah, that's a lot. Don't do that. Um,
Yeah, and it's a lot of walking. At least on the
yes,
monorail, you got the ride, but if you got to walk around that boardwalk,
yes. But yeah,
see,
I
and
mean you can and the great thing too, especially, like, Outer Rim, the I can't remember her name, but the girl that's been working there, she's been there for, like I remember her when, like, I was younger. Like, she's been there for, like, 20 like, 30 years, working at Outer Rim, so there's some amazing, amazing staff on those areas too, and of course, Enchanted Rose is the main Tambu Lounge. How can you forget Tambu Lounge? I mean, you can
hmm
literally go in there if you love the food from, um, oh my gosh,
Ohana.
Ohana. Yes,
Yep.
you can have that ordered right there. You wanna have just the bread pudding? Bread pudding. I've gone in there and ordered just the stir-fried noodles, whatever you want from Ohana's menu, you can just order and have it brought to you right there, and you don't have to make a reservation, deal with all that. You just order whatever you want, and they bring it to you, and they even have, the back scratcher drink where you get a back scratcher with your drink, so that is another one that is fantastic. Someone said, here, the lounge in Arcusi. Absolutely. Right on the
Yeah. Yeah.
water. I mean, excellent, excellent, excellent food in Arcusi. It's one of the best meals I've ever had,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
beautiful
You
views.
got to trust Disney to know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They're not putting these things by accident. They know placement. They know views. Go to Narcoossee's. You catch it during the electric water pageant. Um, there's so many awesome opportunities, and that's why I'm one of those people that yeah, you can go to the same restaurant over and over, but there's always somewhere new to try.
yep,
It's oh, I don't go drinking to the park. You don't have to, but Tune In Lounge in Hollywood Studios is awesome, and it might not be your
yeah,
thing, but give it a try once. Just pop in, just to say, okay, I've tried that. I'd rather you have a
and
checklist so you can go through everything and try a bunch of new places instead of always eating or drinking in the same place. There's
and
so
e
many awesome places.
and even if alcohol isn't your thing, I
No,
mean, you can go to the Tune In Lounge and get the PB&J milkshake, which is easily the best milkshake on property. I'm sure a lot of people agree with me. So, there is a lot of options, and I will say, like, Disney, like, in general, is very, very good at mocktails. Like, they are very good at that, and you get that same, level of, I say, craftsmanship from the mixologist, uh, behind the bars there, on the, mocktails as you do with the regular alcoholic beverages, you get that same flair and zazz that you get um, with the regular drinks, and they have amazing, amazing menus. Um, that cater to whatever you want. Even places like I know we're talking about monorail spots. California Grill is another one. Amazing views up there if you want to hang out at the lounge. If you can find a way, Top of the World Lounge has always been a favorite of mine.
Hmm.
Fantastic views. There's so many great options. Even Disney Springs. I mean, Jock Lindsay's is an
Yep.
incredible spot just to hang out in the water, enjoy kind of the unique atmosphere, and then enjoy the the food there. They have the pretzel is amazing there. There's a lot of great things there. So
That's another place where they used to have, similar to Sam's, so many awesome drinks and glasses, and it seems like they've either discontinued or just dropped the ball, and they don't have those specialty drink glasses anymore. And for folks that collect it, it was a neat opportunity, and you can go in there and look
mhm,
forward to your next trip and seeing what they have available. But when they stopped, and a lot of those things are so sought after now.
yeah, yeah, and then even places like even outside of the monorail loop, like places like Three Bridges,
Yep,
uh,
Three Bridges.
Coronado.
Food not so great, but it's another one with really nice atmosphere. You've got Coronado Springs in the off in the distance there, across
Yeah,
the water. Really cool place to go.
and a nice theme that I see at a lot of these uh resorts is um you know a lot even Riviera. I can't think of Bar Riva at Riviera,
Yep.
another great one. Amazing food. All these bars have amazing food. Like I've gone, like I've had friends that want to do crawls and go to different locations.
Hmm.
One I think the last one we did was a Skyliner crawl. We started at oh my gosh, where did we start? We started at Hollywood, and then we went to Caribbean Beach, and then we went to Coronado, and then or not Coronado, oh my god, Riviera, and then Epcot, and then back. It wasn't like a we did just that line, but Bar Riva had amazing food, and and amazing, like I said again, mocktails. Springs again, Summer House on the Lake.
Yep.
Amazing views on the water, some of the best mocktails I've ever had. The Strawberry Fields is incredible. Like, I would honestly rather have that than an alcoholic drink, even if I did drink alcohol. I mean, there's so many to talk about.
Yeah, summer house is nice. And another thing to consider, and most of the resorts, if not all, have them. There are some awesome pool bars
Yeah,
out there, and whether or not it has food, you can go grab something at a restaurant, a quick service, bring it out, get yourself a drink, right at the pool bar.
yeah,
And they all have their own specialty drink, which is nice. The gurgling suitcase or the one of my favorite things to do when I need to get steps and it's
mhm,
not ridiculously hot. I will park at Hollywood Studios. I'll jump on the Skyliner,
mhm,
take it to the transfer point, and I
mhm,
will walk literally through the entire property of Caribbean Beach. I will
yeah,
stop off in that lobby, and then I will continue on to the Riviera. And it's a good 2 3 mile walk. It takes you through all the little meandering paths. You go past the two pool bars. It's really nice to just get out there and check out. Just even if you just stop for a moment. Yeah, they all have the. Even if you just want to get yourself a quick fountain drink,
yep,
you're passing them right there. So a
mhm,
lot of awesome opportunities. I'll drive over to Saratoga and just hit some of the
yeah.
pool bars there.
Well, Saratoga is great because you have Turf Club in the back there and everything associated with
Hmm.
that. It sits right on the water. You can see springs across the way. Um, Cabana or Banana Cabana at Caribbean. I mean, there's so many to list. What's the one at the top of the Destino Tower at Coronado? Um,
Oh, I haven't been up there yet. Yes, the
um,
other lounge. Yeah,
um, I'm trying to
haven't
think
gone up there
of
yet.
what
And
that
I'm
one.
sorry. I hope you're monitoring the chat because I'm on my phone today, and it seems like every time I I leave the podcast to go over to Facebook. It just locks me out. So,
The
uh,
Dahlia Lounge, the Dahlia
yep,
Lounge.
that's it.
It's so
Yep.
long.
So thank
It's
you. I
been so
can't
long
do
since
any research and I can't monitor chats.
it's been so long since I mean, a lot of these like were ones that I went to. Like again, I'm not really a uh a bar
Drinker.
person,
Yeah.
so I don't actively go seek out these places unless friends want to go. Um, I'd rather spend time in the parks. But, that being said, I mean, most of these I've gone to, like, when they opened, like, Dahlia Lounge. That's why it's been so long since I've been there. And I went up there and saw the views and was like, "Oh, this is great." And they have great food. It's just not it's not somewhere that I'd rather go to the parks than
Hmm.
sit at the resort, into parking and all that. But I'm telling you, like, if you take a day out of your week here or whatever that may be, and spend that time, going to all these lounges, you can't go wrong. They're just absolutely fantastic.
Especially for locals who, I mean, I've been blocked out for 2 weeks because of the holidays and Easter.
Mhm.
Um, all I could do is hit the springs or the lounges. I mean, the resorts. And I took a day just to go to the resorts, and I love resort hopping.
Yeah.
And the guards for the most part are usually good, depending upon where you're trying to get into. But especially if my wife stays home and it's just me, and they see I'm not trying to park, they're like, "You just go in. You're
Well, and
obviously not."
it really depends on the time of the year too.
Yep.
If it's not a busy time of the year, they're gonna be a lot more lenient,
Yeah.
because, y and the guards have a right to be, uh
It's their job to turn you away.
yes,
And they know if you're showing up, 7 kids and your silly little ridiculous ear hats and all this other
you're
nonsense,
going to
and
your
you're
park.
clearly trying to skirt the $35 parking fee,
Yes.
hit the bricks.
It's
So
not
they
even
know.
it's not even about skirting the parking fee. I mean, for locals like ourselves, sometimes it's just about not having to park at the GTC.
But yeah, I mean, I've got my own way of parking over there, and it always works for me. But that's for me.
I mean,
Have you been to the new lounge? I think you said you went the new restaurant at the Polynesian Tower.
yes, the Walulu, I've been there twice
Yeah,
already. Oh my god, I love that place. That is
I've heard
that is
nothing but awesome things about it.
that is one place that I will absolutely go to. Um, it's one of the bars that I will absolutely go to. They don't have a huge menu, but they do have a menu. Um, it has amazing, amazing views of the fireworks. Amazing views of the fireworks because I mean the bar is literally facing the castle,
Yep.
Cinderella's castle. So amazing, amazing views. And then on top of that, the outside area is like a first come, first serve situation. They don't like because the bar, they don't really take reservations. So
Right.
if you get there early enough, if fireworks are at 8, maybe get there at like 6, 6:30 and can wait it out and just enjoy some drinks and some food. They have amazing, amazing vegetarian option. It's like a poke bowl kind of, it's like a poke bowl with tofu instead of, tuna. It is so good. I've had it like 3 times now. Um, yeah, I've been there 3 times. Yeah, 3 times, yeah. Been there 3 times.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so much great food options there, and the view is incredible. My only thing I will tell you is if you are going to go, like, you have to go, a little early if you wanna see the fireworks, and if you can hang out there for a while and just sit and have a nice chill evening and wait till the fireworks happen, I'm telling you, they lower the lighting in the lounge. Because I was there when it happened, and they pipe in the audio. So
Hmm.
it is honestly, I mean, other than, like, being at maybe, like, California Grill or Top of the World or something to see the fireworks, I honestly can't think of a better location to see fireworks than right there, and they as I mean, I don't think they're taking reservations for the or well, actually, no,
No,
they
I don't
are.
believe they are. That's part of the issue.
Yeah, for the
So you just
internal
kind of
and
walk up.
for the ins because there's an inside and an outside. The inside is an actual restaurant. I believe they are taking reservations for that. 'Cause I remember one day I had to make reservations, but I made reservations at the desk there, and then they texted me within 5 minutes and said my table was ready. So it really wasn't that big of a deal. And then half of the outside is for the restaurant, and then the other half is for the bar. So,
Mm.
they do take reservations for that seating, and I got seated outside and had a really decent view of the fireworks. It wasn't the best seat in the place, but it was very good. So, yeah, definitely next time you're here at the parks, definitely go and check that one out because the food is actually really good.
I got to try there. What's your take on Ogas?
Um, I'm not like it's if you're like a Star Wars fan, like it's cool. Like it's one of those things to me that was like cool when it initially opened and there was
Yeah,
a lot of
got old
excitement.
fast.
And then it just kinda, like, faded for me and just wasn't that
Hmm.
awesome, and there's, like, always a line to get in there, and it's just, like it's one of those things where it's like, I can kinda take or leave, it's like I've done it, I
It
don't know.
it seems like it's either the ultra uber Star Wars fan crowd with
Mhm,
their 17 lightsabers sitting on the floor as they're drinking their drinks,
mhm,
or it's first timers that saw something about it on TikTok or Instagram and said, "Hey, I need to try this place out." Like you said, as tiresome as it seems to have gotten, it's
mhm.
still drawing crowds, and I wonder how many.
Oh, yeah.
What do they see? Who's a first timer? Who's a whatever? Because I've gone to California Grill, and then on my second visit, they had a little note card that said "Welcome back, Michael." So they're tracking who's going where. They might not do that for an Ogas, but
Yeah.
certain restaurants they know who's been back
Oh,
before.
of course.
Who do we need to take care of? Hey, when they say welcome back, it makes you feel great. Hey,
Yeah,
you're acknowledging, you're
yeah,
appreciating the fact that I'm here. So that's pretty cool.
yep, and that's the level of service that you would get at somewhere like California Grill or let's say Victoria
Hmm.
and Albert's or something like that. It's those little touches that go above and beyond when it comes to stuff like that. And Disney knows, and they're very good at hospitality and things like that. So those they know those little touches mean a lot. So that is awesome to see that. I've never got a welcome back anything from Disney, and I've been there a lot. So I'm kind of
A
jealous
little,
now. You're
a
like
little
some
welcome back.
Ferris
There was some
Elite
Mickey confetti inside the envelope. They kind of confetti bomb you, just not to the point where they got a vacuum.
you know,
But I have the card somewhere. You just save all the little bits of paper. You go, I'll throw this in a folder somewhere.
I think the one place that needs something like that the most that doesn't have it is the boathouse. People are so religious to the boathouse. They swear by the boathouse. They eat it. I have friends who eat at the boathouse, you know, eh, like once a week, twice a week sometimes they eat at the boathouse.
The
And
boathouse is different than boat rights,
yeah, boathouse at
right?
Disney Springs.
Yeah. Yep.
So I have friends who eat there once, twice a week. It's insane. Like I I I mean, personally, I don't understand, like, I guess if you really like seafood, it's like your typical seafood steak restaurant that's on the water. Um, I've never had a meal there that just knocked my socks off enough to make
Right.
me that religious to it, but
Hmm.
people just you mentioned
Love
Disney
it.
Springs, and the first thing that comes out of someone's mouth is boathouse, and I just I personally
Yeah.
don't get it, but, I mean, I think there's other options at Disney Springs that are great, are better. I think Summer House on a Lake is definitely would probably be
Yeah.
my,
No, summer house is great. I
just
have a couple other honorable mentions for
yeah.
lounges, unless you've got any other
No, go ahead.
ones on. Yeah. So, Allen Compass, the
Yeah.
restaurant for me has gone downhill significantly. The
Mhm.
last time I ate there will be the last time I will eat there.
Really?
And we became
I like
awesome
the
friends.
breakfast.
Yeah, but the breakfast was fine. The dinner, I went once and I became really good friends with the. I can share a quick story. Met the manager, left a note for our server. He emailed me back, said I'm sorry I couldn't come out in person. Was there an issue? Told him what it was. He emailed me back. Great guy. I wound up sending an email on his behalf to his supervisor. He got promoted to
Oh, that's awesome.
the restaurant at the Riviera. What's the one up top there?
Topolino's.
Uh, Topolino's. Got promoted to Topolino's. Did such a great job there. He is now managing Victoria and Albert's.
Oh,
You
wow.
don't get
And
any higher than there. This man is amazing.
and
Um,
they just got a Michelin star
yeah,
again.
they got the Michelin star back. So,
So that's
but
top of
ever since he left, that food has been terrible. There will never be a Michelin star for Alan Compass. Breakfast pretty good.
that.
I'm a big fan of a solid breakfast but
I'm not a big
their
fan of.
lounge outside there, really nice. They got that nice bourbon,
Mhm,
the maple bourbon.
mhm.
Uh, really nice location, and again, it's right on the boardwalk.
That was probably about the time when they changed the menu because originally Ale and Compass was nothing to
It was
write home
terrible.
about. It
It
was
went
did
up
not did not
significantly, and
yep,
it has since gone downhill.
because there was
And
a time when they had this was back when they had, like, the breakfast buffet, like, it was like it was like just a regular breakfast buffet, like, it the food wasn't that great, and then
sounds like Chef Mickey's.
yeah, it was kinda like
Terrible.
that, and then they redid it, they amped up the menu, made it fancier,
Hmm.
and then they changed the breakfast buffet and kinda did, like, you order an entrée, but there's, like, a smaller breakfast buffet with
Little bits and pieces to pick up.
little bits
Yeah,
and pieces to pick up,
but
and that was when it was really good. I guess it's gone downhill since then. Honestly have not been, and that's another one I haven't been to. You know, all
it's
these Disney restaurants, it's like it seems like there's always a new restaurant opening up, and
hmm
I always feel like I'm playing catch up, and I don't go to these older restaurants because I'm just, like, playing catch up. Now that's gonna change this summer, obviously, because they're doing the 40% off, for the
yes,
pass holders.
yep.
So, that I'm definitely gonna take advantage of.
It's very
I
limited. I don't know if you saw the list, but it's
yeah, I
not
know,
where it used to
but
be. This is a
it's
cross
expensive.
property, no longer. Whispering Canyon, a couple of restaurants, but it's
Yeah.
not like it used to be.
Let me see
But
here.
40% off, I will find somewhere to eat for
Yeah.
sure.
I'm pulling up the list right now so I can see
Yeah.
'cause I saw so boat rights, nothing wrong with boat rights. Cape May, I'll totally
Hmm.
take 40% off at Cape May.
For
Uh,
dinner, for dinner, when you start getting the
yeah,
crab
dinner,
legs and
yeah.
all the seafood, on
Now
point.
keep in mind at Cape May, you don't get the crab legs automatically,
Right.
like,
Part of the, yeah.
it's extra,
But it's available.
but it's available, yeah. It
Right.
used to be included, that was a whole controversy, like, 10 years ago when they took away the crab legs, like, that was, like, the biggest everyone was so mad. Hollywood and Vine, that's another one, it's a solid buffet at for as far as buffets go, I think Hollywood and Vine is a solid choice. Toledo's, never been a fan of Toledo's, that's at Coronado.
No, no.
Tusker House, I is fantastic. I think it's, it to me, it's like the sister of Boma
Hmm.
because it's basically kind of the similar food. A lot of the options you'll see are the same, and it's inside Animal Kingdom, so you can't really go wrong there. Ale and Compass, breakfast and lunch only.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Coral Reef, that's a tough one for
Terrible.
me.
Terrible.
I haven't had a good meal at Coral Reef in a while. The views are nice, but it's not. It's one of those things. It's just not worth.
No, the food
Maybe
is not good. It's Red Lobster in a theme park.
maybe I'll give it a shot just because it's 40% off. Diamond
40.
Horseshoe. I like Diamond Horseshoe because it is basically Liberty Tree Tavern. I think they have the
Yeah.
same menu.
It's the
Um,
spillover.
yeah, it's
If
just
you can't get into one, you get. I ate there one time. Like, this is fine.
and
The
it's 40%
atmosphere is a
off.
little different. You don't get the stage show anymore,
I
but the
mean,
food is still food.
40% off on that, and that's a family
Yep.
style meal, all you can eat. So I would
Yeah.
say, probably price-wise, you're looking at maybe 25 to $30 price point per adult. That's a pretty good
That one,
price for that'd be a
I'll
nice meal.
absolutely be doing that one.
Yeah, me too. That's on my list for sure.
Yep.
Tiffin's, a lot of people love Tiffin's. I've never, like I've been to the bar, I've never sat down at the restaurant, like, eat inside the restaurant, but I've been to the bar, tried a couple of the things. I don't think it falls into the hype,
No.
personally for me. So I don't know if I'll go to that. Whispering Canyon, I like Whispering Canyon. They have an amazing, vegetarian skillet, that is really good. So I will definitely go. I mean, 40% off that. That's
Yeah.
you know, I
So
don't like that they tamed down the fun at Whispering Canyon. Um, I get why they did it. It made sense when they originally did it to an extent because you had Artist Point right next door, and that was a
Right.
fancy steakhouse, and you had people hooting and hollering at there, and it was loud, and I get it. Now they say, "Oh, the people in the resort don't like the loud noise." I don't know. I
That it's a
prefer what
cavern. That noise carries right up through the middle of that lobby. If for the folks that are on the balcony doors, but
I don't know.
we'll be eating very well for a month and a
Yeah,
half
yeah.
once these discounts kick in.
Starting, May 14th, actually, so
Yep.
gonna
So
have
a
to
couple weeks, I'll be
reservation.
for sure doing a couple of those. Even though,
Yeah, I'm
so
definitely
just wrapping up with the lounges. The one right outside Tiffin's is that lounge right on the water in Animal Kingdom.
yes.
It's got the shades. That's a
Yes,
favorite of ours. And the what was I'm a huge fan of old time radio, as corny as that sounds.
yes, the
And when they were
boardwalk,
running it
tour.
at the boardwalk,
Yes,
and they
yes.
had that was such a cool bar.
Uh, oh my god. Um,
Again, I can't do the research on this phone.
I'm telling I can't Bellevue. I've been there. I
Yep.
can't tell you. Actually 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 got kicked out of Bellevue once.
Uh-oh.
No lie. So, I'll tell the story on that one. So, I was with my friends. I have a group of friends. We have a Facebook group on Facebook. We allow anybody. We do Facebook meets at the parks, and we used to do them a lot more frequently. We don't really do them that frequently as much as we used to. They used to be
You have a
weekly.
face group on Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook.
Facebook. Yeah, yeah. We have a
So
Facebook group.
okay, on
So,
Facebook.
yeah, on Facebook. Um,
Yeah, Robert.
is that a joke in there? There's a joke in there. Yes,
Robert.
I get it.
Robert.
I get it. Yes, there's a
No, but
group.
okay. So yeah, so it's just a group of friends.
Yes, so it's a so
Cool.
it's
Yeah.
So, well, the group is open. We have anybody that wants to come,
To
you
do
can
meets.
you can come and do a meet. We love having new
Nice.
people come to our meets. We used
Yeah.
to do them weekly, and we had different themes, because the people I myself and a couple others are admins, but they're all huge people that, uh, there's a lot of great people in there. Kevin Yee, who runs, the group, is amazing. If you don't know who Kevin Yee is, you can find his books on Amazon, his Disney books, Hidden
I wonder if I have any of
History.
his books. I got to check that out.
Yeah, his Hidden History books are absolutely incredible. Shameless plug for, Kevin Yee. Look him up on, Amazon. You will go nuts for his books if you like
I will
anything Disney.
see because I've
Incredible.
got room on my bookshelf back there for more books. So Kevin, I might have to go check out your work. Uh, when you do these meets, are they during the week? They weekends? When do
So
you guys
even on the weekend,
weekends? See, and I can't get on the weekends. All
we
right.
do like a
I
Sunday night.
am not joining your group, Robert.
We have done them during the week, but the story is we were out, at, Bellevue. Uh, we were playing, was it Uno? I think it was Uno or something. We were playing some sort of card game in Bellevue, it was late in the evening, and it was a heated game, and the bar was just closing, and security actually came down and said the people upstairs were complaining about our loudness and and asked us to quiet down, and then we just left after that, but yeah, that but Bellevue is an amazing lounge.
Yep.
It is incredible. You're right. A lot of people miss the old, timey, radio, playing out of the speaker there. That is an awesome touch.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a great place to hang out.
So I'm hoping through this discussion today, even though we were short two people, um, that we've inspired you to go out there and check out everything.
Yeah.
That you got people that are parks all day, parks, whatever. Take a half day or take a break in between. If you're at Epcot, go out the back
Yeah.
and walk the boardwalk. And I'm not saying get sloshed, but if you're going to buy a drink in Epcot, why not walk the boardwalk and buy a drink at
Well,
one of the lounges?
and not only that, um, there's other bars that we could have mentioned too, Abracadabar. Um,
Right.
there's a lot of different places that we didn't mention. Um, my advice to you is not only just go and get that drink there, but take in the theming. Like, Bellevue is an excellent example. Like, most people overlook the radio playing the old time radio shows and things like that. take a minute to really take in the theming and what you're seeing in front of you because these bars are heavily, heavily themed. They all have stories. Like they really do care about this. So take a moment to enjoy that. I guarantee you it'll be a much better experience than just getting a drink. It's not about just getting a drink at Disney. It's about having that experience and being transported to a bar in the 1950s or something like that. You know,
Yeah.
that's what it's about.
Good. Awesome discussion. I hope some people took notes as they're watching this. Hit us up on Facebook or YouTube. You know, what are
And
some of your favorite lounges? What did we miss? What were we wrong about? You know, we love
Ooh,
interacting with you folks. Again, I'm sorry I wasn't able to
no, no,
hit the
no, no.
chat. I'm
I
going to go
mean,
back and see all these messages
no,
I should have been replying to, but that's all right.
I've been keeping an eye on some of the chat, and we
Great.
haven't we haven't had too many things. But someone said pool lounge. Might run into Bob Gurr at Jock Lindsay's. I've heard that. Absolutely
Yep,
heard
I
that.
ran into him myself in Jock Lindsay, so that was over the 50th.
I mean, you never
That
know where
was
you're
pretty
gonna meet
cool.
Bob Gurr at. So
Bob Gurr. He's got to
he's
get back out to the East Coast. So,
But yeah, so yeah, check out the lounges, have fun, enjoy, and take that extra moment to really explore not only the parks but explore the resorts and there's so much detail in there. So yeah, so all right, so that's gonna do it for this week's show. We want to thank you for joining us this week. As always, we put our podcast up every week at 5 on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Look out for us on Instagram this week. Like I said, I'll be at Epic on Saturday. So expect to see some photos and things from there. I'm going to try to do as much as I can. I'm going to be walking around aimlessly because I have no idea where to start, where to go, like what to do. I'm just going to kind of go in there. I don't know. I personally like. I just want to go in there and just walk in and just do it, and just I, I may not know anything, but just have fun because I know regardless of what happens, I'm gonna have an awesome day. So I'm
and
at
same way you mentioned Disneyland Paris. When I went, Robert, I did. When I tell you no research, I didn't want to do research.
yeah,
I had a map in my back pocket, but it was a way to explore.
yeah.
I didn't have a destination. I didn't have a plan. You walk in brand new and like, I don't know anything about this place. I'm going to check out every single corner. So I hope you have an amazing time when you get there.
And as much as there's been spoilers, and I've been looking at everything because I want to see everything, the videos and stuff provided only shows like a brief overview of everything. You don't really get to see the
Yep.
details. So I'm excited in the sense that I'm really going to be going into this not knowing a lot and getting to explore. So it'll be fantastic. So
Yep.
look
Enjoy.
out for that. I'm sure we will have that discussion next week. We will definitely talk about Epic Universe stuff that week. And I'll give you my best tips or what I found to be best tips as far as previews go and things like that. But that being said, I think that's going to do it for this week's show. We definitely appreciate you guys who join us every week on YouTube and on Twitch and on Facebook and everything else and watch us and listen to our podcast on your favorite streaming platform. So, that being said, this has been Robert and Michael, and we will see you guys next week.
Yep. Have a great week.